What did I guys? Yo. What did I tell you guys? We are back here, back in the Entrepreneur End Zone. Host Terrence Freeman, host of the podcast. We're all about getting to the end zone, and let me tell you exactly why. It's all about getting to the end zone, guys. Look, the end zone is what, right? Where you score, right? And how many entrepreneurs have scored, guys? What we're going to be having on this podcast, yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. I need your help, though. I need you guys to help me build it up, right? And get the and get get ranked up, guys. Right? It's the podcast don't go live or don't get recognized unless I get your help. All right. So with that, you already know Terrence Freeman here. Super excited. Know that's going to find you all across the board, all over social media. I am the host of the Entrepreneur End Zone. Hey, if you wanna. Hey, if you want, give this a like, and hey, share this because look, my friend, I was gonna say partner, but this dude, it's amazing how this is why it's so important that you get out there and get to get people to know who you are, right? And I'm super excited to even be a part of this man's life and even being you know um having the great times that we've had together and so forth. But with that being said, Terrence Freeman here, Entrepreneur End Zone. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe to the entrepreneurendzone.com so that way you guys can definitely get the replay of these podcasts. And you guys here on Facebook, thank you guys for being here. Hey, if you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments down below. I will definitely try to, catch up to that. You know what I mean? I'm only human, guys, but I'm super excited to have my man Nestor Nidome over here out of Fontana, Kentucky, California, as we call it out in Cali. It's Kentucky. If you ever been to Fontana, California, guys, it's like fucking, hey, sorry for the profanity, hey, but we keeping it real here. When I went out there, I was like, why? He's like, you know what they call this place? A friend of mine. And I didn't even, like, Nestor, I didn't go visit Nestor. Somebody else lived in Fontana. I didn't even know Nestor at that time. And when I went out there, he's like, you know why they call this Kentucky? I'm like, Kentucky? What? He says, look at Kentucky. And I'm like, and I remember flying over, because I'm always going to the West Coast, guys, right? And I'm flying over, connected to Houston. We fly over Kentucky. Yo, dude, if you ever flying over, towards the West Coast, you see like the flatlands, dudes, you know why Fontana is called Kentucky. Because when you get there, yo, dude, you're talking about, it looks like Arizona. It looks like in the middle of the desert of Arizona. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong, Nestor? Am I right or wrong, Nestor? Am I wrong? Let me know, Nestor. Am I wrong?
It's starting to grow now. It's starting to grow. Now,
Hey, let's get some people into some Christmas skins right now. Let me just add, boom! We're going to add some season's greetings to the whole outlet of this whole live stream. Yo, I'm super excited to have you here. You are my man. I love you. I admire you and your family, Gabby and the kids. Hey, let's let the people know exactly, and your audience, please make sure that you do share this with your audience. How did it begin, man? Like, how did it all start with you, man? Like, what was it that because we've had our conversations. Your entrepreneur spirit is that of an angel, homie, and you're a giver. So, let's let the people know how it began. You know what I mean? And then we'll you don't have to go crazy deep on it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, let's let the people know what created Nestor Nidome, why Nestor Nidome is doing what he's doing, like maybe from high school on, how you met wifey, and how you created this whole, Elegante Catering. I love the name, and guys, if you guys out in California who are my friends, hey, if you need any type of catering, I highly recommend that you get connected, and Nestor's going to give you those informations of how you can reach out to him at the end of this live stream. So let's get into your story, man. How it began, homie. Let's go.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for having me here, Terrence. It's a pleasure, and I feel honored, because man, I've been seeing you all over the place on social media, and gets everybody knows Terrence Freeman, right? So everybody wants to be in this show, but yeah, man. I mean, it's like, well, ever since I remember, um, I've always felt like this. I never knew that it was entrepreneurship, right? When I was younger, I didn't really know about it, that word entrepreneur. I just knew that I wanted to do something. I still remember in high school creating like my own little club and doing little things here and there. And I actually created like business cards, and I put CEO, I've always had this like business mindset, but I grew up in LA, gang infested area. Really didn't, really didn't have a lot of influence when it came to entrepreneurship. The bad influences all over the place. But I always knew I wanted to do something different. But when I went to college, that's where I met my wife, and it was awesome. She's my soulmate. We got married a few years after that. But throughout the when I was in college, I've always I've always kind of wanted to do like business, but I was kind of lost. I really didn't know what I wanted really. So I still remember taking all these different types of classes. It's funny because I went to community college, right, to start off, and it took me 4 years to finish it. Not because I really didn't know what was going on, but it was because I didn't know what I wanted. So I was taking so many classes. I was taking accounting, architecture, music, photography, that when I actually discovered it, I was like, you know what? Now I know what I wanted to. I kind of think I know what I wanted to do. I actually had more than nine. Like I had, I think it was like, I don't know how many units it was, more than that I could transfer over. So I had more units that I needed to transfer to my 4 year university. But at the time I was still, I started like a DJ business, so I was doing DJ. It was going great, right? Had a lot of clients, doing a lot of parties with that stuff. I feel like I was my own boss, I guess. And then I transferred over to a 4 year college. Again, took me another 4 years to finish the university. This time, not because I didn't know what I wanted. I decided to get a degree in psychology, so I only needed 2 years for that. But after that, I had like a couple of, like one or two classes left, and that's when I read the book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's funny because I was walking, on the bookstore in the business section, and this book called me, and I was like, what is this? You know, Rich Dad Poor Dad. The title was just catchy, and so I at that point I wasn't really a big reader, so that was the first actual book that I actually finished, and I almost finished it sitting down right there at the store, right. I was reading it, and I got it that I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly who I am. I was like, I'm Robert. Like at that time, I didn't know who Robert Kiyosaki was. I really didn't know any entrepreneurs at that time. I didn't know anything, but I was just like, man, this is exactly, this book is talking about me. I hate school. I mean, even though I went to school so many years, I hated the school system, the way that it was being run. Not the education side of it, but the way that it was run, right? Like how they were teaching things. I knew it since a really young age. I mean, I can remember things from elementary, knowing that there was something wrong with the school system. And so when I was reading about Robert Kiyosaki, all of a sudden I was like, my gosh, man, it's like this book, this guy's talking exactly about me. The philosophies of things. I mean, and so I fell in love with entrepreneurship, and because I was kind of like already, about to graduate with my psychology degree, I was like, you know what? Well, I can't change my whole degree already. I mean, I've already been here for what, 6 years in college.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, let me get a minor. So I got a minor in entrepreneurship and small business management, and I stayed 2 years more in the university. And so I actually have 8 years under my belt in university. Right, I could have been a doctor or something with so many years,
Yeah,
but
you
yeah, man,
know, the
that's
math,
kind of
right?
that's
Is
kind of
it like the math? Is it like the master's like 8 years, right? Right? Like the master's
something like that.
8 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is
No,
about
that's
8 years, man.
awesome.
It is.
That is awesome. But you know what? And that's why I admire you, man. And again, Nestor Nidome, guys, we connected in such a way, and that's why I talk about how the internet is really powerful, man. You don't know who you're gonna bump into. Like me and Nestor, like even along, I mean, years ahead. I mean, we're going to be doing something together. You know what I mean? We already was doing it. You know what I mean? We created the Elite Marketing Academy. Remember that? And it's still there.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's still
The
there.
academy is still there, guys. That's not going anywhere. It's still there. We're just on the, just life gets in the way at times. And you know what? One thing I love about Nestor is that he's a great dad. He's a, he's a phenomenal dad. He's not great. He's a phenomenal dad. A great husband. And I learned to surround myself with people like Nestor. So, besides that, okay, so when you when you got through that process, like to the college or whatever, like what happened next? How did you meet Gabby, man? How did you meet wifey, and what happened after that?
Well, that's actually a funny story because we had a class together, right? We had a class together, and it was like sociology or something. And this is back in junior college, and we ended up together in a group together. So we were the whole semester we were kind of in the same group. It was about five of us, and but I actually liked another girl in the group. And so my plans were like, you know what, you know, I was like, my plans are gonna be like, you know what, let me, because Gabby at the time she had a boyfriend and she was in a kind of like a serious relationship, I guess. But at the
Yeah,
time I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, let me talk to Gabby because her and that and Gabby and that girl, they became good friends. So I was like, maybe if I hang out with Gabby, she'll put the good work for me. so but of course, as we started together, we started becoming really good friends. We became best friends, and then you know she ended up breaking up with her old boyfriend at the time, and so we started to kind of build a more of a closer bond. But it was based on that, right? Yeah, unexpected, so. But we got married in 2002, and so it's been 14 years. It's 13 years, gonna be 14 years next in this April. So we've been married for a long time, But just like in business, business, entrepreneurship, and marriage, man, they're all the same thing. You gotta make sure that you fall in love with who you married and fall in love with who you are with. This is my daughter right here, and because there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs. There's gonna be a lot of turbulence. There's gonna be a lot of fights, right? As an entrepreneur, you're gonna have a lot of fights within yourself and maybe other people and stuff. And so
yeah,
if you
you
don't
listen
if you don't love
to
what you
Bob and
do,
Lee.
it's
That's
gonna be
Bob
crazy.
and Lee.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, and
I was gonna shoot a live based on that topic today about bobbing and weave, and like if you look at a
yeah,
boxer bobs and weaves because he doesn't want to get punched. You know what I mean? But
yep,
and on the journey of even of what you're doing and whether it's online, offline, at the end of the day, it's still doing that matters. And if you're willing to take a couple of blows, you're gonna take some lip shots, homies. You're gonna take some blows, body blow, body blow. Remember that boxing game that we used to play in Atari? I think it was body blow, body
yeah,
blow, body blow. Like it was a boxing game like, back in the early '90s, man. I don't know if you guys, I
yeah,
forgot,
yeah.
but yeah, but you know,
I forgot the name.
I think about analogies. Analogies is what helped save me. Hey, Greg Walker, I know you were here. Thank you, man. I hope you're still here. Let me read. Hold up. Let me give some shout outs, man. Nessa, while we're on here to some
Sure,
of the
man.
people
Sure.
comment. My man, Stephen Radio, that's my man right there. I had him earlier. Richard Torino, who's got his book coming out. My man, John Cerrone, Limitless. Yo, if you guys are not following John Cerrone, make sure you guys do follow John Cerrone. He will be on the Entrepreneur End Zone, guys. Okay? You already know. I always get in these people's faces, let them know exactly what's popping. But I want to thank you guys exactly. Bill Hitchcock, thank you, my man. Yo, so many people are loving it, loving it. And we haven't even gotten in. We haven't even gotten into the song yet. So let's go.
That's right.
Let's kick off. Yeah. Let's take. This is about the end zone. This is
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
end zone, right? It's about
All
scoring,
right, well,
homie. You've been scoring, so
and
let's
that's
go.
what it is, man. And
Like
I love it.
I've been, Nestor, you've been doing your entrepreneur thing for, you inspire me, man. Like, you started that journey way ahead of me. Like, and the funny thing is like, network marketing is what started my thinking process of being an entrepreneur and going through that whole process. It's like, people say you're not really an entrepreneur. No, you really are if you got to sell products at the end of the day. So I want to get the people right here because we got the audience. They want to bite. They want to chew on something. So let's give them some
That's right.
information on what was it that, because I know you started with the catering business, how you got that started, and how you went into online marketing, and then we'll get into the other topic after that. All right,
Yeah,
cool, my
sounds
man.
good, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I mean, the thing is that if you know when everybody who starts as an entrepreneur, they're gonna know that you're gonna be just trying so many different things, man. I've had so many different businesses. Like Robert Kiyosaki once said in one of his books that many of his businesses were just one day businesses, right? Which were ideas. I've had so many of those ones, but
Yeah.
I've had back in the boom market of online. I actually got some HTML experience because I started my own website, my own coupon. This is before anything before, and I actually had some businesses in there, putting coupons in there. I had, uh, but like everything, it kind of a lot. I failed a lot. I one of the things that I did notice that I want to share with everybody that is something that you shared is from Tech Economics. Economics, I guess, is you shared a picture on Instagram, and I just fell in love with that quote. I don't know if Chris Recker said it or Vic said it, but it said, you know what? Um, it said failure is not the opposite of success; it's part of it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When I read that, I was like, it says it perfectly right there, and if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you gotta get ready to get those punches, like you said in the boxing. You gotta get ready for some failings, right? You gotta get ready for a lot of falls, a lot of hits, and it's like in like when you're trying to go to the end zone, right? How many touchdowns does a team make during a game? They get more hits, right? They get more hit on, they get more slammed on, they get more dropped on, that they actually make it to the end zone, right? But the whole goal is get to the end zone, right? You just got to get up, huddle up again, rearrange your plan, and then do it again, right? Throw that ball again. Don't give up. You got to keep going. So that's exactly how it is about with an entrepreneur, and this is why also I love the title of your podcast, the end zone, and so because that's what it is. It's like a foot, right? Like
No, no. Nestor, you
you want
there?
to do a
Nestor,
shout out there, Terrence?
I see you. I see you. I hear you. Okay, we're back. We're back, guys. We're back. Hey, we good.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, okay, man. So, like I had like and the cool thing is that as you fail, you learn more, right? So when I failed with my earlier businesses, I mean the vending machine, or I'm sorry, the DJ was great, the whole with the website was great, and each one was getting bigger and bigger, right? I started with also like vending machines, and each business was like an idea of what I had about how I wanted my life to be. So it wasn't like it was random, right? And
Mhm.
so with the vending machines, my whole thought has always been is like I want to be at home. I want to be at home. I want to be at home. I want a business where it doesn't take over my life, right? But it supplements my life, right? It makes my life better. That's
Yeah.
how, that's why I never wanted a job or anything like that. And so when I had the vending machines, I was like, you know what, that's cool because I can just service them once a week, a few times a month. And I grew that to 40 locations, around the city. I had soda machines, I had, chip machines, I had gumball machines. And that's when I bought a restaurant. So I bought a Mexican restaurant. I've always been in the food industry per se because my jobs were like pizza guy, right? Like I was a manager of
Mhm.
Pizza Hut and all that stuff. But so I bought my own restaurant. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to think bigger. And I still had the vending machines. I started to sell those little by little, and just focus on the restaurant. And for 5 years, I was there. But the thing is, with the restaurant, I bought it in 2007, right when the economy just boom sank. And so even though I don't like to blame the economy, I blame myself for not being able to grow that restaurant. It was a big struggle because a lot of people were losing their homes. So a lot of my customers were leaving. They had to leave. They would tell me, they were really sad. We had a lot of customers who had their own little businesses, and a lot of them, when this one particular lady, she was crying in my counter when she was buying some food from us, and I asked her what happened, and that day she told me that day she had to close her doors forever in her beauty salon. That kind of broke my heart. So I saw a lot of businesses fail. A lot of businesses failed during that time. Thank God for us, we didn't hit it big, but we didn't fail. I actually was able to sell my restaurant before we went down, but everything was going bad, so I just sold it. But at this point, I was still reading Robert Kiyosaki's books, and I said, what was it? Why did I fail? Why couldn't I grow it even though the economy was crappy? And it was marketing. I was like, marketing. I knew how to manage. I was a manager for $1 million management company for Pizza Hut and stuff like that. I mean, business. We were at $250,000 a year in sales, but I was like, how come I couldn't just couldn't break through? And it
Mhm.
was marketing. So that's when I was like, what? Let me try this online marketing. I went into online marketing for another 4 years, took it serious, blah, 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 right? That's when I met Terrence. We were in the same company together. I failed a lot, right, for the first like 2, 3 years. And at the last year, I actually, finally got it. I went up the ranks. I became like, one of the times I was like number
Hey,
two on
hey,
the
hold on,
most member
hold on.
signups and stuff. But go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
No,
man.
no, not to cut you off. Not to cut you off, man.
No,
Don't,
don't worry. That's cool.
you got off.
Cool,
But
cool, cool.
like for real, like really, really, is it like you just said right now? Look, because you said you failed. How many? What? 2, 3 years, right? Doing what we were doing, right?
Yeah.
With the online market, right? But now you hit the curve, right? You like, yo,
Yep.
you hit the curve. Like, yo, could you let people know how really difficult it really is to take a risk? Let people know about that before we get into that, until we go forward. But let
Yeah.
them know,
Sounds
like
good.
right now, right now, how really difficult that risk. That's why people don't take it. You know what I mean? So go ahead. Let them know, man.
Well, here's the
You know,
thing, man, about risk. When it comes to network marketing, in my opinion, there is no risk because there is not a lot of thousand. My restaurant, it was really super cheap, just really super cheap considering the restaurant. One of the guys who lost everything, lost his house, put in $300,000 into his restaurant. Mine was only 75,000 or 78 with everything. 78 restaurant. So now think about that, right? Putting it, having to come in into an investment with 78,000 at least, right? When most restaurants come in, you got to come in at a couple of hundred, right? So mine was,
yeah.
but when it comes to network marketing, it's not. And the thing is, you can do it on part time, right? So when I sold my restaurant, that's when I went full time, just being a stay at home dad, and I was like, you know what, let's go do this, and I started to go into the whole network marketing, online marketing thing, and like I said,
Hmm.
it took me at least about 3 years to actually start seeing success. Not because it doesn't work, not because the company sucks, not because this, not no excuses. It was because I just didn't get it until 3 years. It took me 3 years to actually get it. Of like, and it's not like I wasn't doing stuff. I needed to find what I was good at. I mean, for 6 months I was doing Facebook chatting.
Hmm.
I was opening up 20 new chats a day with 20 new people every single day, chatting day and night, and it just didn't work for me, right? It wasn't my marketing, and then I was doing Facebook PPC, literally tried everything single day. My original blog has about like 400 and something blog posts on there. I mean, I was just like crazy doing this. It wasn't like I wasn't taking it serious, but it was my belief system that I like something was there, and it wasn't until finally I
Yeah.
understood it.
Well, when you went to college, did you even have the idea of what you were going to manifest
Mhm.
while you were in college?
What do you mean?
Like like did you even think that Elegant Catering was gonna manifest behind
Oh,
you going to?
oh no, no, no. I mean, I knew I wanted to be like, I knew I wanted to be in business. I just didn't know what business. So
Okay.
to be honest, like it at the beginning, it really, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Hold on for just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's right here,
And I hope you
and
guys are enjoying this, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this, guys. Hey, we're going to give you connections of how you can connect with my man Nestor. If you guys need any catering, if you guys are out in California and you guys have family in California who need a wedding or whatever, yo, you want Nestor's Catering. You know what? I call it Nestor's Catering, but it's actually Elegant Catering. There's a reason why it's called Elegant Catering, guys, because this man knows exactly what he's doing. So, yeah, with that being said, I hope you, hey, by the way, guys, please like, make sure you guys are engaging. Hey, if you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I can see them right here. If you guys need any questions, please leave them there. You guys also as well on the replay. And of course, make sure that you guys share this live stream. Share this live stream because again, I'm bringing you golden nuggets. This is a man who's created something out of nothing, homies. You feel me? And if you really think that, this whole thing is about not giving up, guys. This is why you gotta get to the end zone. You gotta score. You feel me? So go ahead, Nestor. The floor is yours, homie. Oh, did I lose Nestor? No! No! Nestor, come back. He's back. He's back, guys. He's back.
all right. Sorry about it.
He is back.
I got
All right.
off for a little bit.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Sorry.
the floor is yours, my friend. Go ahead.
Cool, man. Yeah. So the thing is that like I spent a lot of years, and here's another thing that that why kind of like the same thing that happened in college. I really didn't know what I wanted, so that's why it took me also a longer time to be able to accomplish, entrepreneurship wise, because at the beginning I really didn't care what business it was, right? I didn't care if it was a restaurant or if it was network marketing or if it was whatever it was, as long as it was a business. The idea was like, I need a business, right? I didn't know how important it was to put in your passion, put in what you love into it,
Mm-hmm.
and also to be able to build what now I believe a lot in is which able to master something, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's kind of how another thing when I finally got it in network marketing was when I actually mastered one type of advertising and one type of marketing, right? I knew
Yeah.
what my weaknesses were. I wasn't a good, you know, face-to-face marketer. I was a good like uh, what's it called, a lifestyle marketer. I was a really good lifestyle, like really really good at lifestyle marketing, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I started studying that, and I became an expert on that, on lifestyle marketing, and that's when I hit the leaderboards. That's when I started to go and everything started to work really really good, and but it wasn't until I mastered something, right? So towards the end, what got me into the catering, that throughout this whole time, what was actually bringing in most it was catering, because I was doing catering since I sold the restaurant, but I really never talked about it because my plans was like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, but then I was like, you know what, this is not really like for me, like it's like I enjoy, but I'm not a really social media kind of guy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was doing
Yeah.
it just because the business required it, and you got to be honest about that stuff too, and so then I started to listen to massively started reading, massively started to listen to audios every single day, at least 2 3 hours of audio, reading every day, and this thing started to pop out about goal setting and mastering and doing
Yeah.
something. And at that time, I already had this philosophy that I came up with, which is my philosophy that I live by now, which is I always say I design my business around my life, not the other way around, right? A lot of people design their life around their business or life around their job, right? Start to become unhappy.
Yeah.
And so me, I'm like, business around my life, it needs to fit my life, no matter what it is, right? It doesn't matter how I want it, it needs to fit my life. And also, the whole mastering thing. So when I started thinking about this stuff, I was like, what is something that I really could excel in? Because also, one of the things that I heard is like, if you got to sit down and say, what can you really consider and see yourself doing? You could potentially, truthfully, inside your heart, you can't lie to yourself because it's only for yourself. You can say, what
You
can
know
I
what?
truthfully become number one in?
Hey, hold
Go
on.
ahead, Ted.
Hold that thought.
That's okay.
You know, it's funny that you said that
Yeah.
because I just live streamed based on that today on how easy. I think it was last night, in fact, but it's easy to lie to ourselves. It's so easy to lie to
Hmm.
ourselves. Like, I mean, literally. And is that a sin? Like, if it's a sin, it's probably got to be one of the biggest and deadliest sins, right? And I recognize myself when I try to make an excuse. You know what I mean? But um, and it's funny because you mentioned like going through that whole transition. But how did you get from being fro- from selling vending machines to catering? How did that transition happen? Like, how did that, like,
Well, from the
what
vending,
caused
yeah.
that? What caused that to happen?
Well, I was
Because
going
I
up the
want people
ranks.
to
I was,
understand,
yeah,
I want the audience to understand that, you're going, as an entrepreneur, or when you're going through the journey, you're going to go through shifts. You know what I mean? Something
yeah,
shifted you to do what you thought about doing the vending. I know about the vending machine, so and people make a ton of money having a route. It's like a tow truck company. If you have a tow truck company and you're on a highway, that's a highway, homie. You're gonna get all of the cost. You know what I mean? So
that's
yeah,
right.
so what was that transition? What made you go from that to catering? Like what something triggered you. I want to let the people know because people need
Yeah,
to understand that you're gonna go through transitions, man. So go ahead, Ness.
yeah. I went, like I said, I went through a lot of transitions, and one of the transitions was, I was, I had, I was a really shift manager, and I had just been trained to be a general manager. And in the last day I worked for Pizza Hut, I was asking them, what, when can I get my own restaurant? And even though I had already finished all my general manager education, I was showing that I could do it. The area coach, he's like, and he really confident, like if he was doing a favor for me, he's like, what, Nestor, if you for the next 6 months you prove yourself and you push yourself, what we'll do is after the 6 months we'll consider you to have your own restaurant and we'll give you a 25-cent raise, right? And
Yes.
I was just like, are you freaking kidding me, right? I was like, right there, I was like, oh, and that's a favor to me, right? So I basically told him, thanks, but no thanks, right? And that was the last day I worked for anybody else. I'm proud to say that, throughout my 38 years in my life, I've only worked 7 years for somebody else. Everything else
Yeah.
I've always worked for me. And so, I was right there, and I was taking the rich dad coaching, and that coach was helping me, build up. So I had a coach, and I was like, what? I really learned. I know how to manage. I know how to do all this stuff. I know how to manage all these businesses at the restaurant and start selling the vending machines. And always think, I want to go bigger. With restaurant, the reason why I was actually a little bit forced to go into catering. I still had the well, that was because so bad that if I didn't start doing caterings, I
Yeah.
would have started losing a lot of money. So I was
Mhm.
basically forced because I was like, what, how can we make more money? And caterings were with the restaurant. Let's just keep the catering. Why would I have the cost of the? It was costing me 30 grand a month to keep the restaurant, right? So I was just like, man, this is crazy, right? So I was just like, you know what, let's sell it if we can, and so we did. And that's the catering kind of like I put it to the side and I started focusing on the online marketing by that time. Go ahead, Terrence, you were gonna say something?
And I know because we met, me and you, we met in Denver. So and again, you're a blessing. I love you, bro. You're a great friend of mine. And again, this is the power of the internet, guys. Like Nestor, I would not met,
Yeah.
if I had not gotten involved in the opportunity that I got involved in then. Um, and we was a part of the same group community. And this is about again, you guys already know at the end of this, there's going to be an end zone. Like he's going to give you the score. You feel me? That's the whole point of the entrepreneur end zone because he's going to show you what even going through that cycle. Because I know Nestor, and we're going to go into right now what happened in the online marketing space for him, like briefly. Like we don't got to go cray on it. Yeah, give him a brief description of what happened there, and then why he decided to go back and to started to build his business, his original business, which is catering, Elegante Catering. Okay, and it was amazing. Greg Walker was on here. I don't know if he's still here, but Greg Walker is the Subway guy. You know what I mean? That 55 restaurants. So he definitely was listening to you. Oh, did I just lose Nestor? No! He'll be back. He'll be back. I know he'll be back. I know he'll be back, guys. But do you guys see me? Let me know if you guys see me. Let me know if you guys see me. If you see me. Yes, he is back. Yes, so you're good, Ness? Yeah, I can hear you, though.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. No, but we always get these glitches, guys. Don't worry, nothing is ever perfect, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah, let me tell you again, like I said, he went from the online marketing career, and I want you to briefly share some of that story and why you went hardcore with what you're doing right now, Elegante Catering. I love what you're doing. I love your Instagram page, and then we're gonna give people information, give the people information on how they can reach you and how they can connect with you if they need any type of catering whatsoever. But
I had, I was a really shift manager, and I had just been trained to be a general manager. And in the last day I worked for Pizza Hut, I was asking them, what, when can I get my own restaurant? And even though I had already finished all my general manager education, I was showing that I could do it. The area coach, he's like, and he really confident, like if he was doing a favor for me, he's like, you know what, Nestor, if you for the next 6 months you prove yourself and you push yourself, what we'll do is after the 6 months we'll consider you to have your own restaurant and we'll give you a 25-cent raise. Right? And
yes,
I was just like, are you freaking kidding me, right? I was like, right there, I was like, oh, and that's a favor to me, right? So I basically told him, thanks, but no thanks, right? And that was the last day I worked for anybody else. I'm proud to say that, throughout my 38 years in my life, I've only worked 7 years for somebody else. Everything else I've always worked for me. And so, I was right there and I was taking the Rich Dad coaching, and that coach was helping me, build up. So I had a coach, and I was like, you know what? I really learned. I know how to manage. I know how to do all this stuff. I know how to manage all these businesses at the restaurant and start selling the vending machines. And always think, you know what? I want to go bigger. With restaurant, the reason why I was actually a little bit forced to go into catering. I still had the but that was because so bad that if I didn't start doing caterings, I would have started losing a lot of money. So I was basically forced because I was like, you know what, how can we make more money? And caterings were with the restaurant. Let's just keep the catering. Why would I have the cost of it was costing me 30 grand a month to keep the restaurant, right? So I was just like, man, this is crazy, right? So I was just like, you know what, let's sell it if we can, and so we did. And that's the catering kind of like I put it to the side and I started focusing on the online marketing by that time. Sorry, sir,
And
you were gonna say something?
and I know because we met, me and you, we met in Denver. So and again, you're a blessing. I love you, bro. You're a great friend of mine. And again, this is the power of the internet, guys. Like Nestor, I would not met,
Yeah.
if I had not gotten involved in the opportunity that I got involved in then. Um, and we was a part of the same group community. And this is about again, you guys already know at the end of this, there's going to be an end zone. Like he's going to give you the score. You feel me? That's the whole point of the entrepreneur end zone because he's going to show you what even going through that cycle. Because I know Nestor, and we're going to go into right now what happened in the online marketing space for him, like briefly. Like we don't got to go cray on it. Give him a brief description of what happened there, and then why he decided to go back and to start to build his business, his original business, which is catering, Elegant Catering. Okay, and it was amazing. Greg Walker was on here. I don't know if he's still here, but Greg Walker is the Subway guy. You know what I mean? That 55 restaurants. So he definitely was listening to you. Oh, did I just lose Nestor? No! He'll be back. He'll be back. I know he'll be back. I know he'll be back, guys. But do you guys see me? Let me know if you guys see me. Let me know if you guys see me. If you see me. Yes, he is back. Yes, Raj. You're good, Ness? Yeah, I can hear you, though.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. No, we always get these glitches, guys. Don't worry. Nothing is ever perfect, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah, let me tell you, again, like I said, he went from the online marketing career, and I want you to, briefly share some of that story and why you went hardcore with what you're doing right now, Elegant Catering. I love what you're doing. I love your Instagram page, and then we're gonna give people information, give the people information on how they can reach you and how they can connect with you if they need any type of catering whatsoever. But I highly recommend that you guys definitely get Elegant Catering. But hey, let's take it off. The floor is yours, homie.
Cool, man. Cool. Yeah. So, like I said, excuse me, I knew I needed online marketing or some sort of marketing. So I started to learn everything I could, 3 years or so to actually kind of, finally get it. But when I got it, I got it. I understood it. I understood the whole thing in and out, right? And I learned how to do everything, from the bottom to everything, blogging, creating websites, Instagram, Facebook, everything, right? So I kind of became a little bit of an expert on marketing, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to become an expert in marketing because any kind of business owner, I will say one of the major skills that they need besides, let's say, managing people and stuff like that is marketing. It's gonna be very difficult for anybody to be able to lift up a business without having the skill to market. So being able to start in a network marketing company with such a low cost is phenomenal, especially because you get so much support from the upline and
Yeah.
that it's a smart move, right? Instead of getting a $100,000 loan or something to start a business, that might fail, or, and you're in the hole for 100 grand or more. But you know what, it's the reason back so much was because I started kind of talking about that. It's because I came across this thing that said that if you don't see yourself like really being able to have a chance to become number one in the industry that you're in, then you might not be in the right industry, and you have to be a little bit honest with that. You have to believe in yourself, and also in when it comes to in order to become number one, you have to be able to master something. So what can you master, right? What is it that can you master? Can you master marketing? Can you master talking? I mean, like Terrence is mastering social media. He's mastering this thing. I mean, I can see him. Oh my gosh. I mean, we've known each other for about 4 years, and I've never seen Terrence, blow up. He loves this thing. You can totally tell he loves this. And so what I said to myself, I was like, you know what? Even though I love, all this stuff, I don't see myself ever being there because I really, truly inside myself, I really didn't like a lot of the social media stuff. Like,
and yeah, hold that thought. But you know what? You're absolutely right. Like I've known you for a long time. You're like that guy that you have in the back end has the formula. You like the formula. You know what I'm saying? Like you like that. Dude, don't show me. I mean, I don't want to put myself out there without formulating whatever you want me to formulate. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm that one. Remember, like when we even had the Elite Academy, right? Like it was me. It was like T. Go out there. Like it was T. Go out there. Nestor was the behind the creating the landing.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? That's Nestor, and I understand that. And you know what? A lot of people really don't. I mean, this is the trigger. It's the turnaround, right? Like something made me, right, be like, yo, F that, homie. F that. I'm getting in the face. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what I've gone through. You know what? I'm getting in your face. You know why? Because I got something to share with you. I have something to give you. I have something that's going to help you elevate. And I learned how to give value. You feel me? And meeting people like Nestor Nidome, and mind you, there's going to be phenomenal guests here, guys. So make sure that you do subscribe to the Entrepreneur EndZonE on my podcast. It's going to go cray. It's going to go bananas. Nestor will be back. He's having the glitches. But you know what? You know me, homies. I am always delivering. And I want to make sure that you guys get all of the content. This dude right here, now we're going to get into. This is a good part right here. Because we're going to be ending this in a few minutes. But I wanted to say this golden nugget for you guys. Why did Nestor go back from being an online marketer, and he still is, and how much he learned? Because I've seen what he's doing right now and how he's promoting Elegante Catering. So how did Elegante Catering come about, the name? Because I know you was doing catering, but how did that name come about, the logo, and dude, you are definitely dominating when it comes to the engagement right now. Like, how did you create that? Let these guys know, and even let these guys know how important it is for them to even utilize the environment of social media. Because dude, you're doing it with elite. Yeah, I was gonna elite catering. I was about to call it elite catering. Catering. Hey, you guys gonna love it. Like, go ahead, Nestor. The floor is yours, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Man, you know what? I just tried to implement everything I could,
You're like one of the best interviews right now on the Entrepreneurs EndZonE, homie. Oh, really?
That's all good. Yeah, I just tried to, like I said, I asked myself, like, what can I be number one in, and what can I become expertise in? And I saw that, I've been in the food industry for more than a decade, right? Even when I was doing my online marketing, I was still doing my catering. And so I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna master something, might as well just master this. I already know it, right? I already know the food industry. I'm not a chef. I went to chef school and things like that. But I love to cook. But at the end result of business, right? The end result for my vision is growing.
Oh, we're having a bit of a technical difficulty here, guys. Give it a second. It's definitely with the audio. Well, I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me, Nestor? You're back? You are frozen. He'll be back, guys. Again, you guys already know, Terrence Freeman here, compadre, delivering you content, guys. I'm here.
Can you hear me?
That's what we're about.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
you're back. I told you.
Yeah. Cool, man. So like I was saying, I started to be. I saw myself like, what can I become number one in? What can I master? And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna master this. I'm gonna master the food industry, and so I grabbed all the skills that I've learned about online marketing, and I just started to like massively implement this into this into the catering. And the reason that I started to see about catering, why I also never really took it as serious, is because I really didn't know in catering, right? Until one time, right? I was like, what? Like that's how much people like are charging, right? I'm like, I'm charging pennies compared to.
Yeah. You probably was tripping. Like, wow, man, I'm losing a lot of money, man. I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. Ness, you there? Uh-oh.
Oh man, come on. Hello,
Okay,
hello, hello, hello.
you're back, homie. You're back. Oh, we lost him, guys. He'll be right back, though. You guys already know, pattern interrupt. Hey, make sure that you guys get with Elegant Catering. If you guys need
Oh,
to catering, make sure you guys get with
I'm
Nestor with
back to
Elegant Catering. Follow him on Facebook. He is back. I told you he'll be right
sorry,
back.
man.
All
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mike, I don't know. I think it's my internet or something. But there's always, you gotta keep going, man. You can't stop. So,
Hey, you got
but
push it. Exactly.
yeah, you gotta
Rewind.
keep going, man. It's kind of like we're like, all right, you football and
Uh-oh, we're about to lose him, guys. I think we're about to lose him, guys. I think we're going to lose him. I don't know. I think we lost him, guys. What do you guys think?
are you there? You listen to me?
He's here. He's here. All right, he's here. It's okay.
All right, all right, all right.
We got time. We got a couple of minutes, man. Don't even worry about it. I just want,
This is
again, we
fun,
want
dude.
to give people the golden nuggets, man. We want to drop it. And yo, again, I want to commend you, man, because you went from, because you definitely, we was working together, and I mean, we're still working together. We're going to end up working together regardless. The fact of the matter is that Nestor, like, really took his business now, his traditional business, guys. There's nothing wrong with doing a traditional business. If you believe in it, Nestor believes in what he's doing. Nestor, I swear to God, I
Yeah.
wish I wish I could be Nestor's next door neighbor because for real, I will eat his breakfast every goddamn morning, homie. You know what I mean? I'll see his videos. You feel me? This guy is a caterer. You know what I mean? And that's why he loves what he does. And if you guys are out there in California, in the Fontana area, guys, you guys are going to watch this on the replay. You definitely want to connect with Nestor Nidome and Elegante Catering. We're definitely going to give you the information at the end of this podcast. But yeah, let's end it. I don't want to end the
Yeah,
show, but
yeah,
because I know we have some technical difficulties here. But where you left
yeah.
off on, we were talking about on how you started. Like you went from that, and now you got Elegant Catering. What decided you go from the online marketing, even though you're still doing it because you learned so much from the online marketing. Like you're creating your websites, like you're and in fact, you can actually be a service to even other business owners who don't even have the time to do such thing, and you can do the same thing for them. So let these guys know exactly how you got that started, what intrigued you, and where is Elegant Catering going from now?
Well, like I'm thinking that I learned from online marketing, I'm just finding it so much fun. Being able to implement it with what I love. Like implement it with food. I mean, I love to eat, right? I love to eat it, and then growing a business, and it's something that I know I can be
You had
master,
anything
and I will
else?
become number
You
one
had
in it.
to be right.
And to be honest, I mean, where I see Elegante Catering going to is just becoming the number from there, franchising it and just taking it to a whole new different level. A lot of my since I almost patented one, but I kind of stopped because of the financial. But a lot of my inventions have to do with the food industry, and so that's another part of it too. Is creating, bringing back some of those inventions and patenting them and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ideas. I mean, when it comes to Elegante Catering, I mean, I just kind of reignited this catering thing. And but my whole point with this is like, with, I know you, the type of audience that are listening are like entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and with anything, it is 100% true what they say, that you gotta do what you love, you gotta find your passion, you gotta believe in what you want to do, and believe it so hard, and the thing is that even if you don't know exactly what you want to do right now, that's okay. Let's say, you're doing any kind of network marketing, or you're thinking about doing it. What you do need to do is just go 100% with anything you decide to do and stick to it. And I
Yeah.
would say stick to it, at least 3 years, so you can kind of get the hang of it. And after 3 years, maybe I didn't, I stuck with it for 4 years, right? 3 years kind of failing, learning, 1 year of success. And then by the end of the fourth year, I was like, so, but if you don't, one of the things is like, if if you do it for like, if you do, to be a serious entrepreneur, and it's like a part-time entrepreneur, you gotta, you'll stick to it for like at least 5 years, right? If you're more of a serious entrepreneur and stuff like, you'll stick with it for about 10 to 15 years. If you're a full-time entrepreneur, and for real, then you gotta stick for it for life, right? So for me, with this catering, I'm thinking, you know what, this is for a 40-year kind of run, right? So for the next 40 years, I'm gonna be pushing this catering, and taking it to as far as I can go. But it really wouldn't have happened with all my other entrepreneurial experience. And
Hmm.
so even if you have big dreams, it's not gonna happen unless you focus. If I saw a lot of times, especially with the network marketing, people jumping from thing to thing, and saying, oh, people are making money over here, people are making money over there. The honest truth, it doesn't matter what people are doing. It's not gonna work for you if you don't work it. I mean, that's a true honest thing. It's
That's a
kind of like, I
fact.
mean, for me, I stuck with the same company for 4 years. 3 years of that, really failing, not really doing a lot of stuff, and just kind of getting
Hmm.
the hang of it. And But you really truly have to stuck with
And
fancy
hey, guys,
company, and
guys,
that's
you
and
know
that's
what?
basically why we quit, right? 'Cause
No, and you're right. You're right. You gotta really, like. I mean, because we failed. I mean, me and you, we failed at the same time too. Like we know. You know what I mean? We've known each other for quite some time, so we know each other failures. And that's what I was talking about yesterday on my live stream. How failure is only information, and how I learned that it really only is that. It really only is information. It's where you realize what the mistake was, collect that information, and rearrange it. That's all failure is.
Mhm,
But some people just
mhm.
not fall in the face and say it. You know what I mean? And that's another video. But it's funny. It's funny you to mention that even you going through that whole process of becoming, because like I tell people, you never stop becoming. You're still learning. You know what I mean? And here you have your catering business right now, and really expanding yourself, and focusing on your brand awareness. Like, what was it that made you, you know what? This is what it is. I gotta focus on this. Remember, there's that one trigger. What was that trigger? Or that one thought that made you do what you're doing right now?
The
Because
one
there's
the
some
one trigger
people.
was that. Yeah.
Now, there's some people in there that party like they don't even know what they want to do, but they don't even understand that it really is one thought, right? So there was that one thought. What was that one thought that I hope you don't mind sharing with the audience, and then these guys know, like, dude, because you went from the online marketing thing and you went back into what you know what to do, right? What was that one thought
Yeah.
that made you do that?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's one thought, but it's based on several thoughts.
Okay.
It's like being able to know what you love, being able to be truthful with who you are, and so my thought was like, you know what? It's like, even though I really would love to be able to make millions of dollars online, that's not who I am. It's like, I'm a traditional type of business kind of guy. I love traditional business. I don't want to be like in a restaurant or anything like that where I have to be kind of like a job, but but I was just like, you know what, I understand traditional business, and even though I kind of understand online marketing, I understand this. And then the number one thing was one day I was just kind of meditating, and it just I was like, what is it that I can become number one, and like really truly I can be like, you know what, this I can become number one, like, people can like know me, right, for that. And all
Yeah.
of a sudden, just, the catering was there. I was like, you know what, I'm really good at catering. It's always been super easy making sales. I mean, when it comes to catering, like I said, throughout those 3 years or 4 years that I was in online marketing, the catering was all in the background working by itself. I never marketed it. I never did. I did. I guess I did such. I was doing such a great job that people were just, the word of mouth was just crazy, because people were just
Hmm.
calling me and calling me. At times, I actually was like, "Man, I want to stop doing the catering because I want to." But if you don't, one of the things is like, if if you do it for like, if you do, to be a serious entrepreneur, and it's like a part-time entrepreneur, you gotta, you'll stick to it with for like at least 5 years, right? If you're more of a serious entrepreneur and stuff like, you'll stick with it for about 10 to 15 years. If you're a full-time entrepreneur and for real, then you gotta stick for it for life, right? So for me, with this catering, I'm thinking, you know what, this is for a 40-year kind of run, right? So for the next 40 years, I'm gonna be pushing this catering, and taking it to as far as I can go. But it really wouldn't have happened with all my other entrepreneurial experience. And
Hmm.
so even if you have big dreams, it's not gonna happen unless you focus. If I saw a lot of times, especially with the network marketing, people jumping from thing to thing, and saying, oh, all people are making money over here, people are making money over there. The honest truth, it doesn't matter what people are doing. It's not gonna work for you if you don't work it. I mean, that's a true honest thing. It's
That's a
kind of like, I
fact.
mean, for me, I stuck with the same company for 4 years. 3 years
Hmm.
of that, really failing, not really doing a lot of stuff, and just kind of getting
Hmm.
the hang of it. And But you really truly have to stuck with it.
And
It's
hey,
something, and that's
guys, you
and
know
that's
what?
basically why we quit, right? 'Cause
No, and you're right. You're right. You gotta really like. I mean, because we failed. I mean, me and you, we failed at the same time too. Like we know. You know what I mean? We've known each other for quite some time, so we know each other failures. And that's what I was talking about yesterday on my live stream. How failure is only information, and how I learned that it really only is that. It really only is information. It's where you realize what the mistake was, collect that information, and rearrange it. That's all failure is. But some people just fall in the face and stay there. You know what I mean? And that's another video. But it's funny. It's funny you to mention that even you going through that whole process of becoming, because like I tell people, you never stop becoming. You're still learning. You know what I mean? And here you have your catering business right now, and really expanding yourself, and focusing on your brand awareness. Like, what was it that made you, you know what? This is what it is. I gotta focus on this. Remember, there's that one trigger. What was that trigger? Or that one thought that made you do what you're doing right now?
the
Because
one
there's
the
some
one trigger
people
was that, yeah.
now. There's some people in the party like they don't even know what they want to do, but they don't even understand that it really is one thought, right? So there was that one thought. What was that one thought that I hope you don't mind sharing with the audience, and then these guys know, like, dude, because you went from the online marketing thing and you went back into what you know what to do, right? What was that one thought that
Yeah.
made you do that?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's one thought, but it's based on several thoughts.
Okay.
It's like being able to know what you love, being able to be truthful with who you are. And so my thought was like, you know what? It's like, even though I really would love to be able to make millions of dollars online, that's not who I am. It's like, I'm a traditional type of business kind of guy. I love traditional business. I don't want to be like in a restaurant or anything like that where I have to be kind of like a job. But I was just like, you know what? I understand traditional business. And even though I kind of understand online marketing, I understand this. And then the number one thing was one day I was just kind of meditating, and it just I was like, what is it that I can become number one, and like really truly I can be like, you know what, this I can become number one, like, people can like know me, right, for that. And all
Yeah.
of a sudden, just, the catering was there. I was like, you know what, I'm really good at catering. It's always been super easy making sales. I mean, when it comes to catering, like I said, throughout those 3 years or 4 years that I was in online marketing, the catering was all in the background working by itself. I never marketed it. I never did. I guess I was doing such a great job that people were just, the word of mouth was just crazy, because people were just
Mhm.
calling me and calling me. At times, I actually was like, man, I want to stop doing the catering because I want to concentrate on this, right? But then I just realized, it's like, you know what? Even though I was kind of like pushing it, and I was like, I didn't want to do it, because I had this dream of like, oh, if I could just do the online marketing, or if I can, do the this and that, which is some people can, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It just one day I was like, you know what, this is what I need to do. But here's what I want to really say this, is that it's okay if you don't know what you want right now. It's okay. What is not okay is changing your mind with a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
what I mean is this: it's like, it's okay if you don't know what you want right now, because you're trying to find yourself. But choose a business and stick with it. Don't quit. Just stick with it. And the only reason you'll quit is if like the company does something that totally changes everything, or the company collapses and is no longer there. That's the only way. That's the only excuse that you have to go somewhere else. It's like,
Well,
make your decision. Say,
it's
you know
like
what
a
I'm saying?
job, right? It's like a
Huh?
job, though, right? It's like a
Yeah.
job, right? That's just like a job. Like you saying, like a company will totally like flip, right? Now, even in a job, and some of you guys have experienced this thing, guys. I mean, I have, but it's like you you you're working your job, you're loving it, you love what you do, you love your coworkers, you're having a great time. Hoorah, hoorah, and hey, let's throw the cheerleader bombs, right? But yo, check this out, homie. Yo, they're gonna be like, yo, dude, it's your last day. What happens that day? Right? It's that day, huh? Yo, and that's why look. And yo, and I'm telling you, when it happened to me, that inspired me to write my book, guys. I'm telling you, I can't even wait. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a number one bestseller, and it's gonna be on here on the Entrepreneur EndZone as well. But you know
Yeah.
what? It's people like Nestor, for real, because I know Nestor for a long time. Nestor is an entrepreneur way before me, homies. You feel me? Like I was doing dirt, and this is why I'm telling you, if you don't believe in the law of attraction, if you really don't, you know why you don't believe in it? Because you keep hanging around the same old dirt. You feel me? When you keep hanging around the same old dirt, you can't see what you're supposed to attract. You can't see it. I attracted Nessa. We attracted each other. We respect each other. He sees my hustle, I see his hustle. You feel me? I attracted all the entrepreneurs, and many more who are going to be on the end zone, homie. You know what I mean? Because we hear about Tom Brady end zoning here. Even Rodgers, because I know my man Nestor is a green. And
The
let me
Packers,
tell
eh?
you, you know, like I told him Rodgers, I don't want Gabby to choke me again. You know what I mean? I don't want Gabby. Hey, he didn't make me
Yeah.
feel that. You know what I mean? But I love you, Gabby, as well. Yo,
Man.
man, yo, dude. Hey, you know what, guys? I don't know if you guys, let me know in the comments if you guys got any questions. Let me know. Drop it to Nestor right now if you want to know about anything that Nestor is doing. In fact, yo, Nestor, how can people reach out to you, man? Your business, website. How can they reach out to you? Blog, maybe you have a blog. How can they reach out to you, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Nestor Nidome at, Facebook. But if you want to go to the catering, it's just Elegante, which is in Spanish, right? It's like elegant, the same way you spell elegant, but with an E at the end, right? EleganteCatering.com, or like a whole word together. EleganteCatering.com. You can go to EleganteCatering.com right there. And you can just, or search it, just go to Google, put Elegante Catering, I'll pop up, because, that's what I learned about, with the whole online marketing, right? Making sure that I'm ranking on Google, So
Yeah.
just go to any of the stuff.
What about Instagram? Do you have an Instagram page?
Instagram, yeah, just go to Instagram, search Elegante Catering, and I'm gonna pop out right there. And then or put hashtag Elegante Catering. I'm gonna be right there, a bunch of pictures. If you hashtag, like if you search a hashtag Elegante Catering, I'll pop up right there, or Twitter, right? Anywhere you go, just search Elegante Catering, and I should be up there. And
Awesome,
so,
awesome, man. So let me give some shout outs to the people who were here, because they're still here, dude. It is awesome.
all
We got my
right,
man Lucas, Steven Rosario. Yeah, my page is
all
loading up.
right,
Um, Susan Day, I don't know where she is at. Okay, but yeah, we are loading up here. Hold up, guys. Oh, you know what? It took me to Steven's page. Anyway, hey guys, if you guys want to connect with Nestor, you guys already know that Nestor Nidome. You can find him on his Facebook. Do you guys have a fan page for Elegant Catering on Facebook as well?
yeah, it's facebook.com/ Elegante Caterings with an S. Somebody else for some reason had Elegante Catering, but
I
yeah,
keep,
it's with an S at the end.
yeah, I keep
Yes,
saying
Elegante.
it's Elegante,
Yeah,
my
it's like elegant. It's elegante, right? It's elegante. You gotta do
yeah,
that. You gotta do
my man,
that.
my man Nestor is a beast, guys. If you guys are out there in California, any of my friends out there in California who know anybody who about to get married or needs any type of catering, hey, you guys already know you want to reach out to Nestor Nidome, Elegante Catering, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. But before we end out on this note, Nestor, on the real note, what is because I want to thank you, man. You impacted this podcast. Number one, this was a great interview. Number two, and I respect you, and you're a man who is continuing to, you're a man who is becoming. Like that's why, like I told someone earlier, we are always becoming. You know what I mean? And I'm super glad. Again, I will be using, if I ever do get married, I will be using his service. If I don't get
There you go.
married, I'll
There
be
you
back. You feel me, homie? So, hey, with that being said, Nestor, what do you see yourself a year from now?
go. Oh man, yeah, I see myself in a really awesome place, dude. I see myself in a new home. I already got the car that I wanted, so everything's working out,
Yeah,
man.
man. Congratulations. I saw that.
Yeah, thank you, man. I was envisioning that for a while, and boom, I got it, and then so yeah, I mean, for the next year, I see myself just right now just growing the business, getting to a steady place, but my goal still is like in the next couple of years to hit that $84,000 a month, man. That's my
Of
goal.
course, of course,
That's
my
my goal
friend.
right there. So as
Of
soon as
course.
soon it will be a reality. I know that.
Of course, man. So there you have it, guys. And you know what? I want to thank you guys for you guys who popped in, chimed in. We had Steven. We had who else we had here? We had Regis. We have Michael Tucker. I mean, all of you guys. Thank you guys. I don't want to miss you guys' comments. I want to make sure that you guys. Joe Pringle just popped in. That's my dude right there. Yeah, you know, Regis. Who else we got here? Everybody's like, Regis is like, the winner is in the place among dreamers. We had Greg Walker, you know what I mean? Greg Walker's, man, if you guys are not following Greg Walker, I'm sorry, man, because he's following me, homie. If you got millionaires following you, you know you're doing something right, homie. All right? I'm going to let you guys know. Learn, homie, learn. You know me. I don't hesitate. But you know what? Yo, this was awesome. Yo, Terrence Freeman here. Don't find me, host of the Entrepreneur EndZonE. Yo, if you guys want to be a part of this, and you want to get to the end zone, and you already scoring, yo, hit me up in the inbox. I'll interview you, homie. Hit me up in the inbox. Just make sure that you're making it happen. And I don't care what you're making a year. I don't care if you're making $10,000 a year. As long as it's entrepreneur. As long as it's entrepreneur or entrepreneur. If you're an online marketer, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. But I said, hey, you know what? The podcast got to go live. It's got to go hard, and I got to deliver to the people. And I knew who to go to. And I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed this right here. You guys are gonna watch this on the replay. Yo, you guys are about to be blown right now about what you're gonna hear because my man dropped some golden nuggets. Nestor Nidome dropped some golden nuggets. Make sure that you guys follow Nestor Nidome here on Facebook. And hey, Nestor, what is your website to Elegante Catering? What is that website, homie?
www.elegantecatering.com. So it's like elegant with an E at the end. Elegantecatering.com.
There you have it, guys. www.elegantecatering.com. It is that simple. Don't hesitate. Even if you have family in California, send them to Nestor Nidome. Send it to elegantecatering.com. Elegantecatering.com. I don't care how you mention it. It's still spelled the same way, guys. Welcome. We are fired up. Yo, this is going to go cray. How do you think the entrepreneur is like really scratching the surface? Homie, we are breaking through. We are breaking through the surface, homie, because we scored here. Yo, Nestor, thank you, bro. You are a rock star, homie. Thank you so much for even giving me.
It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure. I had fun.
For real, man. This is awesome. Did you enjoy it, man? For real? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah, man. This is awesome. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. Yo, thank you. Hey, by the way, again, guys, give this a like, comment, share this guy away so people will know exactly who Elegante Catering is, who Nestor Nidome is. This man right here is a traditional entrepreneur. And when I mean traditional, I don't mean like, like he's a ragga-dagga. No. I mean, this guy gets straight. He's a done one. You know what I mean? He's straightforward. And he's gonna, if you really think that Elegante Catering is something you're not gonna hear about, you will hear about it. And you know what? It was here on the Entrepreneurs EndZonE, homie. You feel me? There you have it. Yo, guys, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you go to EntrepreneurEndZonE.com so you guys can watch the replay to this. Make sure you subscribe, download. I need your downloads. I can't do it without you guys. I need your downloads. I need your support. So make sure you guys go over to the EntrepreneurEndZonE.com and hey, there will be so much delivery coming your way. Love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. Be great. Dominate. Hey, if you want to connect with Nestor, you already know EleganteCatering.com. I don't need to tell you what's before that. It's smart enough to know. Peace.
Awesome.